Morning. I was kind of dashing down to the seafront because it looked like there was the possibility of a nice sunrise. I'll flip the camera around and show you what I mean. The sky is got some nice cloud formations, but the sun is a little bit obscured by cloud. Still, you never know. Completely different day to yesterday, as in no ice, considerably milder. It was about -3 or 4 yesterday morning when I was out, whereas today, I don't know, maybe 1 degree, something like that. It does look kind of beautiful out there. The sea today is a lot calmer. And there's much less breeze, just a little, coming off the sea, which is why it's a bit cooler probably down here. You can tell there's been some heavy tides because a little bit more of the sand has been washed out, revealing these old posts from the old prom. You know, I'm just debating whether to go the other way today. Let's go and have a look on the Brigg, see what it's like out that way. Let's go a different direction. For a change. Bit of variety, eh? Playful poodles. Morning. Used to love bringing our dogs down here for a bit of a play on the beach. Looks like somebody's digging for worms out there. Don't know whether you'll see them. Right by the water line. So that person by the water line, he's got a camera set up by the look of it. So I'm guessing he's taking some footage of this. There's a couple of people roughly centre screen who also look like they've been for a swim. And these two ladies here have been swimming. As you might imagine, they're a bit parky. Sunday morning in January. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Well, whatever floats your body, I guess. It's nice and quiet down here, lovely. Check this out. Oh, I didn't get it far enough up. Well, that was anticlimactic, wasn't it? Right, let's try this one instead, Hayley. Beautiful. Very runny today in places. There's a lot of water comes off the land. Oh, there's a nice big one there. I want to chuck that in. Yeah, look at that. Let's chuck that in the mud. Hope it doesn't splash back too far. Lovely. Just crossing some land drainage. This is Filey Sailing Club. I think I pointed it out in other videos. We just know it as Yacht Club. And how are things with you as you watch this? I hope you're in good fettle. Say hello in the comments so I know who's watching and I can say hello back. Looks nice out there today. Can you see where all the rundowns are, where the water has found gullies and all the fresh mud right at the bottom there of the cliffs? And if you actually look, can you see the mud running down the sand here? Look. This is what erosion looks like in Filey, running all the way down to the sea. It does create some spectacular looking features in these cliffs. I mean, they're not pretty in terms of they've been nice colours or anything, they're just a constant muddy brown, but the natural designs of nature, that nature creates, water running down the cliffs. I mean, like behind me here, all the way up there, if this was all rock and had more longevity, it looks stunning. You see this big piece here where it's had grass on? I mean, obviously that's been at the top at some point sooner rather than later. I can't recall. It does take some time because in my lifetime in Filey, all that piece was never totally at the top. As you can see, the seaweed starting to be more prominent as we get closer towards the Brigg, where it has a stable base to grow, I guess, for some of this. It'll need rocks and the like to grow on. In that piece there, roughly centre screen, you can see the sandstone at the bottom of the cliffs. Actually, there's a little waterfall there coming over the cliff. Actually see the water running off the land. But you can see the layers of compressed sandstone. And a natural little cave. But we're not going there. We'll have a look from this path. Now, at some point I'm going to have to be very careful with this camera because although the DJI Osmo Action is quite robust, it is going to get slippery along here, and I don't want to drop this, even though it'll take it. There you go, there's that little cave. It's not so much a cave, is it? I think a cave has been something where you can walk in and go for a few hundred yards or something. But from here you just get a different view of Filey Bay. I mean, it really is a long stretch of sand. And I don't know whether this is centre shot now or whether you can see it, but the caravan's in the distance on the cliffs. It goes all the way around to there. It's miles. Right, what's this like slippery wise? Just take it steady, Carlos, take it steady. when we were kids, used to love coming on here, rock hopping, jumping from rock to rock, pretending to be like a superhero or something. Now, as a 50-year-old bloke, you just get more worried that you'll break something, you know, like a leg. But it's knowing which ones are safe to step on. Along here, and it's gone now, it's totally eroded, there used to be this huge rock called the Wishing Rock. And over the years, it was fascinating just watching it gradually get smaller and smaller. And I think it's totally gone now. I think the last time I was on here I couldn't find it, or any residue of it. Oh, bit of a slopey, slippery bit. Right, okay. Onto this bit. And clear. As you can see, the sun is behind the clouds, so whilst it does look, whilst it has created quite a spectacular skyline, there hasn't been the sunrise that I hoped for. Ah well. It's like a little roller coaster ride along here and off. And to the side. And down a bit and to the side. Are you ready? Up. Oh, here's a good bit. Side, side, and down. Sorry if that made you feel a bit nauseous. It's a little bit breezier out here as we get towards the end of the headland. But from here I think you can see a lot more clearly all the lines in the sandstone. Ah, I found the Wishing Rock. This used to be huge. Absolutely huge. It used to be taller than me. That. I'm not sure why it was christened the Wishing Rock. Don't even know how it was formed. It's just a cluster of shale and rocks and stuff compressed. No idea where it's come from. But it was taller than me. It was taller than me as I am now, and I'm about 5'10". And when I was a kid, at probably about 5 foot or whatever, 4 to 5 foot, it was at least twice my height. You could climb on it, but it took some doing. Got a bit more roller coaster ride path, but I won't take you on that kind of ride again. Sorry if there's a little bit of wind. The wind's whipping around the bay. As you can see, so there's Filey Bay, well there's Filey itself from the bridge. I'm just approaching now the end of the headland and the rocky outcrop that is more formally known as the Brigg. So if I just flip the camera around, over there is the sea on the other side, seas on either side there, and this is the end of the cliffs. You see the sun's poking over the top of those clouds. But yeah, these rocks in particular, this is where the path comes to an end, look. These rocks in particular, used to absolutely love jumping from rock to rock over these as kids. Fabulous fun. What I haven't done for a long time is have a walk down to the Brigg end. So let's go and have a look. So I think you might be able to make this out. So there's the cliff headland. You can actually see from here, I'll just pan the camera out a little bit, out in that direction you can see Scarborough Castle and the outcrop of Scarborough Bay. The sea is so much calmer than it has been. It's been absolutely smashing over these rocks and so on. And then as we turn, we've got the outcrop of the Brigg. Somebody walking towards me. And then across to the other side you've got Flamborough, Bempton and so on. And then panning round, we come round into Filey. I'm just debating whether I've got the right shoes to really take this on today and go a little bit further out that way. Might give it a go. There have been lots of fossils and fossil formations found out this way in Filey. In fact, there was, if I'm not mistaken, one of the big either brontosaurs or diplodocuses or something. There was the body of one of those found. It's in a museum in Scarborough. In case you haven't gathered, I did decide that I was going to clamber across these rocks. Hup. Like a springing gazelle. Right, okay. I might just chance it on this seaweedy bit. Let's see how we get on. It's not so bad as long as you dodge all the weed. And then onto here. And then back to the pathy bit. It looks beautiful with the sun coming up. Scarborough's lit up. Let me just flip this camera around. I hope you can see that. Scarborough is now really lit up in the sun as it's coming directly through here. Wow. Not many people out here at this time of the morning. I've just passed one lady and there's I can see up ahead might be somebody fishing. As kids we used to go fishing off the cliffs around the back there, around the back of the headland. You have to clamber down some very precarious ladders. It's a little bit weedy here, so it doesn't feel too slippery. Feels alright actually. I'm not going to go right out today, basically because I can't be too long, because I have to get back for Mum. And take care of Mum. I've left the signs up again to say that I'm actually out, so that with her having Alzheimer's, so that she doesn't get confused and wonder why she's in the house on her own and if she's been abandoned. It's a bit breezier out here, as you might expect, with being on the edge, right on the edge. I think you can see centre screen, as I say, Scarborough up ahead in the distance. You often get people fishing off these rocky precipices. Not so much today. Filey looks great at the moment, all lit up by the sun. Look at that, how beautiful is that? Might set up a time lapse from here actually. Sorry if there's a bit of wind, as you can maybe see there is the wind muffler on the mic, but it's a bit stronger out here and everything has its limitations. So I am heading back now. I just like the way the sun falls on these rocks. I think it looks quite cool. Long shadows again. Right, I'm going to turn the camera off while I go clambering over here. Shall I go across that way? Or shall I leave it on just in the hope, well, from your point of view, that I might fall? You get to see the camera go flying. Should be alright though. He says, uttering those fateful words. For doing things like this, you really do need shoes with laces, not these flimsy slip-ons, but still they're holding up. Ooh, that looks like a slippery one. No, it's not too bad. I've just remembered one of the things we used to love doing as kids. See those little rock pools? Used to love looking for sea anemones and then giving them a squeeze, because when you squeeze them they squirt at you. Right, so made it safely across. This big thing you can see ahead of you, I believe this is part of the old sewage outlet. Might even be part of a current sewage outlet, I don't know. I don't know whether it still is, but raw sewage used to be pumped straight out into the sea. I'm not sure whether that happens anymore. Oh, do you know, I'll be glad when I get out of this wind, because that wind chill is definitely making this a sub-zero wind chill. Somebody up on the cliff there by the hut doing some either camera or binocular work. Right. I was going to climb the cliff, but today, with these shoes on, and after the bad rain, it's not a good idea. Right, battery's running out on the camera, so I'm not going to faff about changing it. I'm just going to make my way back. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give the video a like or a dislike if you don't like it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to continue following my little actions, journeys, reviews, that kind of thing. Thanks again. See you soon.